Welcome and thank you for joining. In this lesson, we'll review equations of lines. First, let's take a look at some of the things we've learned about the equations of lines in grade 9. Remember that the equation of a line can be in the slope y-intercept form or y equals mx plus b. The coefficient of x is m, and it represents the slope or the steepness of a line. The value of b represents the y-intercept. It tells us where the line will intersect the y-axis. The equation of a line can also be in standard form, ax plus by plus c equals 0. Note that the coefficients a, b, and c must be in integral form or must be integers, which means no fractions, no decimals, no roots. And a must always be a positive number. Now, here are the graphs of some of the lines we have drawn in grade 9. A line with a positive slope will go up as you trace the line from the left to the right, just like when you read a book. Now, this line in here, the second line, is steeper than the first line, which means that the second line will have a greater slope than the first one. Lines with negative slopes. When you trace lines with negative slopes from left to right, again, just like when you read a book, if the pen goes down, we say that the slope will be negative. Remember that the steeper the line, the more negative the slope will be, which means that the second line has a more negative slope than the first one. The next line we see in here is a horizontal line. When a line is horizontal, we say that the slope is 0. Next, we have an undefined slope line or a vertical line. This is the steepest a line can be. And in this case, the steepness of the line is equal to infinity. And infinity is an undefined number, and that's why we say that the slope of this line is undefined. Now, to calculate the slope, we use a special formula, y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. But I like to remember the slope using these very simple and fun verses. Slope is easy and fun. Just remember to rise and then run. Now, it is best to keep the slope in fraction form. And the reason why is because you can see the rise and you can see the run of the line, on the steepness of the line or on the slope. When we are given the coordinates of 2 points on the line, we're going to find the equation or the value of the slope by using the formula y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Now, let's take a look at some examples where we practice the slope formula. We have to find the slope of each line, so the first one passes through the points with coordinates 8, 3, and 2, 5. So first, we are going to give names to the values of the coordinates as x1, y1, and x2, y2 for the second point. Now, it doesn't matter which one you call x1, y1, which one you call x2, y2. You can swap them around. What's important is that if two numbers are in the same ordered pair, they must all be subscripted the same number. So first, we start off by writing the slope formula, m equals y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Next, we substitute. y2 is 5, y1 is 3, so y2 minus y1 is 5 minus 3, divided by x2 is 2, x1 is 8, which means that in the denominator we'll write 2 minus 8. Next, you simplify. 5 minus 3 equals 2. 2 minus 8 is negative 6. And the slope in this case would be equal to negative 1 over 3. You can try another question, try it on your own. I will continue here in the lesson so you can check your answer. So this time we have a line that passes through the points with coordinates 8, negative 3, and 2, negative 4. So again, we're going to start off by listing the coordinates x1, y1, x2, y2. So write out the formula. M equals y2 minus y1, x2 minus x1. Substitute y2 minus y1 with 4 minus negative 3, divided by x2 minus x1, negative 2 minus positive 8. 4 minus negative 3 is 7, negative 2 minus 8, negative 10, which means that the slope would be negative 7 over 10. So let's take a look at another example, and this time the coordinates involve fractions. So again, the same strategy, x1, y1, x2, y2, for the coordinates of each point. Write out the formula, y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Then you substitute. y2 is negative 5, y1 is 7, so negative 5 minus 7, divided by x2, 1 over 3, x1, negative 5 over 4, so 1 over 3 minus negative 5 over 4. Next, we have to remove the brackets. So we have the slope equal to negative 12. The numerator can be simplified. And in the denominator, we have 1 over 3 plus 5 over 4. We need to add these two fractions. As you can see, we cannot add them right away because the different denominators do not allow us to add fractions. So we have to make the denominators the same. The lowest common denominator is 12, which means that you have to multiply by 4 over 4 and by 3 over 3 here. So this denominator becomes 12 and this denominator becomes 12. However, the value of each fraction doesn't change because we are simply multiplying by 1 here. 4 over 4 is 1, 3 over 3 is 1. Continue simplifying. Negative 12 over 4 times 1, which is 4, plus 15 over 12. So simplify some more. We have negative 12 divided by 15 and 4 combined together will make 19, divided by 12. Simplify. Remember to write the equal sign aligned with the main fraction. We have negative 12. Now the division will turn into multiplication and the denominator is flipped. So we have 12 over 19. So this will be equal to, when you multiply a number by a fraction, you treat the number as a fraction with denominator 1. You multiply the tops together, the bottoms together, and this will be negative 144 divided by 19. 19 is a prime number. We can try to divide. (144) by 19, and it seems that it's a decimal number, so we're going to leave it in exact form. It is best we leave the slope always in exact form. So you can try the next question on your own. So this time we have x1, y1 for the coordinates of the point K and x2, y2 for coordinates of point L. So slope is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Substitute. Remember to align the main fraction with the equal sign. And now we have y2 minus y1, 4 minus negative 1 over 5, divided by x2 minus x1, so 2 over 3 minus 3. Simplified. We have 4 plus 1 over 5 over 2 over 3 minus 3. We have to combine a fraction with a non-fraction, which means that we have to make this a fraction with denominator 1. Same thing in the denominator, so 2 over 3 minus 3 over 1. Now we need to make the denominators the same for the numbers in the numerator because we need to combine these two numbers. So the denominator has to be equal to 5. That's the lowest common denominator. And down here, we have to multiply by 3 over 3 to make both denominators equal to 3. Rewrite the equation of the slope, or the expression we have here for the slope. So that means we have 20 over 5 plus 1 over 5. Denominator, 2 over 3 minus 9 over 3. Now, as you can see, denominators are the same, so we can add and subtract. So that will be 21 over 5 divided by negative 7 over 3. Remember that here we are dividing two fractions. To divide two fractions, we will turn or convert the division into a multiplication. And we'll flip the denominators from negative 7 over 3 will become 3 over negative 7. So now we have 21 times 3 equal to 63 over negative 35. So as you can see, there is a common factor. So you see 21 and 7 are divisible. We could have done this in here as well. That's another way of simplifying this expression and get number 3. And then you have 9 over negative 5. Or you can reduce it at the end. Remember that it is very important to write the slope in the most simplified form. So 63 over 7 is 9. 35 over 7 negative would be equal to negative 5. Now, it is best to write the negative sign either in the numerator or in front of the fraction. It is not common to keep the negative sign in the denominator, even though we see that we got it in the denominator. We would like to remove this to the numerator instead. Or in front of the fraction, same thing. Negative 9 over 5 is the value of the slope. So we'll continue with the next part of the review in the next video. Thank you for learning with me. Bye for now.